Can you hear me? Silence the noise in my mind. Silence the noise in my. Hold on to your party hats, everybody. Thank you and welcome to the show. This is the SHIB Worldwide 50/50. This is the SHIB TV live broadcasting network, bringing you all the greatest and latest in noise. We just want to make sure we got sound. Hello. Goodbye. Hello, Betty Lou. Excellent. Everybody, welcome. And this is Will, your host of the SHIB Worldwide 50/50 raffle. And we have an update for you. We didn't sell any tickets in the last 24 hours, so therefore we can't host this live event. But we do have tickets for sale if anyone's interested. New and improved. The latest. Okay. And we are going to share as we dare. Share. There we go. Baby. There we go. So we're sharing. Because sharing is caring. So we want to make sure we're sharing. This is the BTC network. So this is very good for everybody that's paying attention. We are at 4013576, and tonight we're going to go back from the back to the future. No, back in the New York groove. Massimo show to fives. Yes, sir. Absolutely. How is fives? Five alive. How are you? You doing great for this beautiful Sunday day. I hope that you're enjoying your evening or your morning or afternoon or your candlelight delight. And I'm happy that we're hosting this live for everybody so that everybody can understand what's going on. And yes, we're going to look at the past to find the future. So we're going to go back to August of this year of 2001 and show you the difference, or not show you, just tell you the differences between now and October, the end of October. So you've been wondering why whales have been accumulating and why they've been trying to force everybody to sell off. We are in it for the massive bull run that everybody's been talking about. And from this standpoint, you're looking at approximately 30x your money. That's why whales have been accumulating at the lower end of this cycle. That's why that they've been piling in, trying to deter people from buying, because they're the ones trying to get everybody to sell while they buy up all the SHIB that they can get their hands on right now. Because we're headed for, like I said, around 30x by the end of October. So if anyone's watching from this standpoint, this is exactly the outlook that it had 4 years ago when we had the massive run up. Now, they're saying this is the super cycle, and this is what the super cycle is going to look like. That is a darn good question. But I'm letting you know that the people who are selling right now, you're selling into the hands that are trying to tell you they want you out. So there's no reason to buy it. But the whales have been accumulating it on a massive scale. And what can we expect? No word of a lie, in August, it's consolidation or capitulation. Cousin. Five's awesome. Awesome. Yeah, so massive love shout to you, massive love shout to Ballcat, massive love shout out to everybody coming in. Really appreciate that. Normally we don't do very well with these, so I'm just trying this out for because yesterday I was trying this out and it didn't pan out. The reason why I don't think it panned out was because I had no audio, so I had to make adjustments. And after you go live, it's too late. You can't go back, so you have to go back out, cancel it, and then try it. So then I had over almost 400 viewers yesterday. So that's impressive, right? So I want to keep this beautiful and short and sweet for everybody that's understanding. We are expecting a massive run up, approximately 30x your money from here. VJ 30x, beautiful. Yeah, that's why I said beautiful. And they've been trying to get everybody to sell off into this this rally that's going on, capitulation. Jacob Thomas. That's for fives. Jacob. Massive love shout out to Jacob. Massive love shout out to VJ. Oh, that's your cousin. Excellent. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. This is Will, your host of the SHIB TV worldwide broadcast. We also give updates on the 50/50 raffle. If you can tell by the thumbnail, that's our tickets that we're selling for the 50/50 raffle. And how the raffle works is 50% goes towards the winner, 50% goes towards the reduction, 80% of everything we make from this TV broadcast goes into your wallet in the form of reductions. So 80% we do live burns at the end of the month, depending on if we get monetized or not. We're pretty close to getting monetized. We're less than 100 subscribers away from getting monetized, so that's amazing. We were looking for everybody. We're looking for about 5 to 6 million people piling in every single day, so we can burn 80% of everything we take in, which probably around $14,000 to $15,000 a month. That would be given out to every single one of you in the form of SHIB burn. So that would increase your value. That's right. Every time we do a reduction, and I'm going to show you the reductions because I know we weren't able to do this on my mobile. So I'll show you the deductions right now. And this is what I've been talking about with everybody that doesn't quite understand what this means. Yeah, kissed. That's excellent. Fives. Thanks you so much for bringing your cousin in. That's awesome. So this is the SHIB burn that I've been talking about for a long time. If you watched yesterday's, you see this, all those small values, that's from Shibarium because they're less than a cent. Okay, guys, you have to understand that they're less than a penny. The ones that are a little more than a penny are the ones that are further down. Where are we here? So we go further down, 425,000, 155,000. And we can go view more. These were yesterday's in 23 hours ago, 425,000. It's a little more than a penny. That's like a buck. Over $1, right? Yeah, because $1, 62 cents is 51 100 and no, yeah, it's around 51,000. Because all you do is look at the and 2 days ago was 1.9151, 1,951,596, 425,457. That was 2 days ago as well. That's so what? That's $2.50. somewhere around there. Yeah, right around that range. Like I said, if companies around the world start reducing it, you're going to see numbers like double this, right? Double this. So around 800,000 to 900,000 SHIB being reduced. That's pretty much the minimum that you're going to see from businesses reducing SHIB. And what does that mean for you and I? That means that they're finally starting to take advantage of the whole spectrum. That's fine. Fives. Okay. What else we got for you? So I'm doing the charts. So you're going to see charts tomorrow on the, and they're going to be the breakdown of the past to the present and what the expectations are. So the expectations are that we're going to hit roughly 3 zeros, 259 to 2 zeros, 3 something, 3 somewhere around there for the expectations of SHIB. So we're not going to get to value, unfortunately, unless we have fives, unless we have massive burns, or we start seeing an accumulation phase where it's not making much sense and you're starting to see some burns. If you start to see massive burns, guys, it's either we're having AI buying it and burning it, or you're having the exchanges finally realizing that they have to accumulate before they can start burning it to raise awareness and drive in the price of SHIB. So don't be surprised if you start seeing massive burns in the next few days. I'm expecting Ethereum to start burning because it takes 4 months for the realization of those burns. So they'd have to be drastic. So between 100 billion to a trillion, somewhere in that range, right? And then once you see that reduction, it takes 4 months for the effect to start, but the volume starts to pick up instantaneously, and everybody tries to get out of their coins and get into SHIB because they're starting to realize, hey, wait a second, what's going on? There's less supply, and then you can expect massive drives. I'm just going to give you an instance. When Vlad Buterin burned the 410 trillion, the volume jumped from pretty much 100 or from 20 million SHIB transfer every day to billions in transfers every single day. So it was almost instantaneous. It was like a billion, 2 billion, and then it just escalated. The highest was 11 billion USDT transferred between wallets. Can you imagine 11 billion? That's more than the volume. That's more than the price of SHIB capitalization is. 11 billion, but it was right at pretty much the top all-time highs. And it wasn't the all-time highs that was where they capped out. It was the days leading up to it and the days after. So when it reached all-time highs, it was still sitting at 10 to 11 billion USDT in transfers, and then it breached it to 11 to 12, 13 billion right after, and right before it was at 8-9 billion. So averaged out for 4 months, $4 to $5 billion USDT transferred every single day. Can you imagine? It only reached a market cap of 40 billion, right? And you're talking like what 2/3? No, it wasn't 2/3. It's almost a quarter of the supply being transferred every single day. The capital, like almost every single token, was being transferred within 4 days. Like the whole supply was being transferred in 4 days. Are you kidding me? That's why I'm saying, like, okay, we only have until the end of October. You only have August, September, and then you're into October. So October was the biggest month. It astronomical. It just like it went that far. It went from 507 all the way to 408. That's 12x 12x in less than 20 days. Like, that's amazing. It didn't stay there long. It only stayed there the one day. It went to its all-time high, stayed there the whole day. The next day it started selling off, but it was slow and gradual, and then it speeded up on the downside. So there's lots of money to be made if you're into trading, if we don't get those dynamics put in place. So if you put in shorts right afterward, if we don't have any burns, that might be a good idea. Just because people don't know what they have, and they're still thinking it's the exact same. So that's what I'm saying. It depends on what's available and what's going on at the time, so that you can make as much money as humanly possible during this bull run. Now, if we start getting burns, everything changes. The whole scope, the whole spectrum. So, and if we get more exchanges starting to understand what's going on, and more companies starting to reduce SHIB on a massive scale, that's going to change the dynamics as well. So you could start seeing a massive run on SHIB very, very quickly. And of course, we have AI in the background, but we don't have proof of it. But we do have certain proof that they did acquire about 14.1 trillion SHIB back in April. There's a couple of little hints that were given out. Doesn't make it prove it, but it does give you an idea of where we're going. Ball Cap in the house. Mass love show to Ball Cap. Make sure you say hi to Fives and his cousin, who's also in the house, Jacob. So, mass love shout out to Rowena, mass love shout out to Babe's channel, mass love shout out to Jason, mass love shout out to Prince Williams, mass love shout out to Jason M, mass love shout out to Ethan M, mass love shout out to Aiden. We want to make sure that we get everybody. Ryan, DJ, mass love shout out to you. And we're sharing with you the whole. That's right, Ball Cap. That's right. And tonight we're taking a look at the past and decipher from what's happened to Bitcoin can happen to SHIB. Usually what happens is we usually get a bigger rise than Bitcoin by 30 to 40%, maybe even 50% rise. So we could be looking at that 303 range. So that gives you an idea of how much money, like we got double from here, and then 10x on top of that, right? So we double from here, 23, and then 10x, and 10, 11, 12x from there. So that would be amazing. To get back to where we were before, where we said that we should be 596, that would put us roughly around that 40x, right? From here. So that's just to get the value. Of course, who doesn't want that, right? But we should be trading well above that, usually 10x for financial institutions. Because we're consistently reducing our circulating supply, we're constantly adding value to every single wallet holder on the planet. This should be catching on to everybody on a massive scale. Okay, so we're going to get back to the chart because I know how much people love the chart. It's at 4013833. So if anyone's listening, SHIB should be consolidating right now. No, everybody should be looking at it going, wait a second. If everybody's trying to push us out, that's because they want to buy at a lower price. Well, yeah, if it's worth 30x, of course, they're going to want to push you out, right? Of course, because they want to make as much money as possible in this bull cycle. Because after the bull cycle, we got, 2 years? About 18 months of down if we don't get the burns, if we don't get the people piling in. There's a whole bunch of factors that are initiated. We have a lot more people in SHIB. That's true. That's good. Or we have more wallets That's the whole gist of that. So we have more. Okay, so I want to show you the wallet holders because I don't know if you know it. But we'll show you the wallet holders. I want to share this screen with you. Okay. So that is correct. That is 1,532,538 according to Etherscan. Okay, please keep that in mind. Etherscan.io. We'll go right there. Yeah. So I'll show you that. Very important. Okay, so that's etherscan.io. For those that want to know that ball cap, I just showed you the Burns ball cap. So if I don't know if you're paying attention on, but I brought everybody into that. We want to back everything up with proof, right? Our integrity is everything, so we want to make sure everybody, and we'll share the crypti.io. I'll make sure you're seeing the same thing I'm seeing. Okay, so you look on that side where it says holders, 2,846,246, but that's been the same for 4 days now, guys. So we accuracy is everything, right? And integrity is right up there with accuracy. So this, we have no idea of where the exact number falls because it's 4 or 5 days old, and it's the exact same number. So it's the same thing with what was it? CoinCarp. Remember CoinCarp? I was bringing you live conversations with CoinCarp because I wanted everybody to understand that where the wallet holders were coming from. And for some silly reason, they stopped the process. Now, according to the AI platforms, they are active. When I looked at them, they're holding the same number, and it showed you the flash of the 1.2 trillion from the top, and then all the way to the bottom was like in the billions. It's like, are you kidding me? That's hiding information. Now, why would they hide information unless there's something going on, right? Now, 4 hours ago, 177,777. So again, that's what 75 cents. No, it's $1.75. Sorry, $1.75. There you go, $1.75, right there. That's what was burned. Okay. That's how you know what was burned is really, really small. Therefore, it can't be anybody. It can't be one of us. There's no way we're going to get away with fees that low. So it has to be from Shibarium. It has to be somebody on Shibarium. So someone in the ecosystem development team is always showing burns. So it's always showing that there's always activity with the burns. Good news, bad news, right? The good news is that you're seeing activity on the burn scale. Bad news is it's not significant enough to warrant anything. And we have to warn everybody that AI does the exact same thing. Except with AI, it's going to be what? Massive reduction. But it's going to be micro on the seconds. I don't think it's going to be able to keep up with it. And that's the whole purpose. So once you start seeing that, that's what's going to be the driving factor going forward with AI. Once you see that, all bets are off. Okay. And that's the truth of it, guys and girls, or ladies and gentlemen. That's the gist of it. Okay, we wanted to get into some topics of conversation. Quick LTDR headline metrics. Holders growth over 2001 to now. Okay, so we hit 1 million wall holders in 2021. 2025, 1.5 million. So we gained 500,000 500,000 wall holders and climbing. So we have almost double, or we, was it 50% more? 50% more wall holders in 5 years. That's not great. It's not good, but it's not bad. If we continue to climb, we could see the price rise. Now, we're expecting it to more than triple this bull run. So that would be what, 4.5-ish? 4.5 million, 5 million, according to the stats. Now, if we look at the CDX and the DEX, decentralized exchanges, or the centralized exchanges, and you look at their growth expectations, and it came back and said that there's about 20 to 30 million wallet holders throughout the world. So 3 to 4 times that, 4 times that would be 80 million. That would be significant. Ledman was 4.95%. Okay, let's have a look. I know you guys are. Okay, where are we here? 1.4. Right now we're at, well, this is late. Let's reboot this. Yeah, I got 4.92 right now, 1388. This is according to Coin Market Cap. And it's lagging, obviously. Yeah, 1388. Well, right now we're at 13843, according to BTCC. Yeah, fives was 4.95. Right now we're at 4.90, 4.98. Fluctuating. It was at 1400 this morning. 1410. I think it hit. Yeah, 1410. That's right. And how many billion trading hands? 24 hours, 802 billion. And now is a good time. It should be starting to pick up in volume, right? This is when we started picking up in volume. Next week is the time that we picked up in volume. Let me go look at the charts, guys, for you. From last year, from 2021. Yeah. Yeah, the volume started picking up the last week of August. This one, hold on a second. Let's see how far I can go back. On this chart. So there's a big spike up of 2024, and then you go down, and then it's giving you the current date. So if you're looking at charting, which this is why we don't cover charts, because we're undervalued. Looks like we've had 10 zeros in 2021. Yes. So yeah, it was amazing, right? Ball cap. 10 zeros. So you could have got in at a whopping $500, bought you trillions of SHIB, right? Literally trillions. $1,000 would have bought you a lot. Yeah. Wow. Right. So yeah, around 4 trillion or 3 trillion for $1,000. Well on your way. $10,000 would have bought you pretty much the whole entire supply of SHIB. Because remember, there was only 500 trillion available to everybody. And then Vitalik Buterin burned 410 trillion, but that was off the market in the first place. So people didn't realize that. But yeah, 410 trillion was off the marketplace because he was given 500 trillion. So when he was given the 500 trillion, he burned 41% of it, but it wasn't on the marketplace. And then, of course, we had 90 trillion put on the marketplace when he donated the funds. So to get us back to the 500,000 level, we'd have to burn 89 trillion SHIB to get us back to the 500 trillion. So we have a lot of work to do. We got a lot of pumping, telling people you want to make money, you need to start reducing SHIB. Every company gets paid to burn it, so why not? Zero risk to you. You're getting paid to do it. So what's the benefit of that, right? What are the benefits? The benefits are great from a standpoint of if you're constantly burning it, you're constantly buying it. So if you had $15 a day, $7.50 from your company goes towards reducing SHIB. $7.50 goes towards buying SHIB on a daily basis. So you're constantly adding value. There's $15 being burned pretty much every single day because you're holding it for a rainy day fund. This is basically what it comes down to. How's everybody doing? Fives, I'm doing great. I'm not sure about ball cap. Ball cap seems like he's doing fine. I haven't heard from Jason Cox yet. He hasn't arrived or hasn't said anything. We're 33 minutes in to our broadcasting for our worldwide event. Everything's good. Good. We're getting ready for a massive run, right, guys? We're going to make some major money in this. We're keeping our eyes on the stone, making sure that everything lines up. Try and tell people about it because, who doesn't want to make 30 extra money in such a short period of time? Mark Anthony would make probably around 1.5 times his money from his period, right? We want to make sure that everybody does very well in this. We haven't yet seen the companies exploit it. We haven't seen the exchanges come out and do anything about it. Once they do, it'll be great because you're going to see some massive runs on SHIB. And that's going to be massive for everybody. Once they start reducing the circulating supply, you're going to see some real big jumps. And the $7 billion market cap will probably look like closer to $80 billion market cap very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. Right? Well, 30x. So you're looking at 30 times 7. That would be awesome. Right? Almost put us at that $350 billion market cap. That's where we should be sitting in the first place. I don't know why we're not. To give us that value that's being added constantly. That would increase everybody? Wallet holders. Exactly. More people would be piling in because everybody wants to take part in something that's moving exactly in the right direction. Now there are other coins moving faster. Not going to say it's not happening. It is happening. Some of them are moving exceptionally well. SHIB should be one of those, but it's not. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. I think it's because they're afraid that because of the $7.8 billion market cap, that it's hit its all-time high. Well, that's to be seen, right? That's to be seen. And once organizations figure out how they're going to burn SHIB and how they're going to accumulate it so that they can burn it on a massive scale, that's going to be a massive driving force going forward. So everybody will be watching that very, very closely, I would think, especially if they come out of the channel, they see what we're doing and see exactly how we're publicizing it. Okay. Holder growth is very important. Burn activity mechanism. So everybody understand the burn activity? Okay, files sticking. There you go, Paul. That's awesome. Excellent, excellent. So I was hoping to see one of the people coming on yesterday because he wanted to talk about. Can't remember what was he talking about. Ball cap, something about. We had a real estate agent that came on. I don't know if he was a real estate agent, accountant, or because he sounded like he's all over the place. I was hoping to talk to an accountant because they understand economics very, very well, or they should. Yeah, Zito. Yeah, from Germany, right? He wanted some information on. Can't remember what he wanted some information on. That's right. Yeah, Zito. Thanks, Ballcap. Keeping me informed. Where else? Oh, we already talked about whale. On-chain behavior with whales. So large wallets, including burn accumulations, wallets, and real estate. Geez, I'm getting sidetracked. Real estate. So how can you burn if you're a real estate agent? Well, real estate agents have a lot of metrics that they can use to burn SHIB. And this goes for every single one. Like this is every organization, right? Every organization have steps. They can burn more, but they can't burn as often. Does that make sense to everybody? So real estate, you have lots of losses. Advertising losses, people coming into workplace when you're doing open houses, because you have to advertise it. You have to put out local streams. You have to take pictures. You have to presentations, and you have to be there for 6-7 hours a day. So in the 6 to 7 hours a day that you're there during an open house, how much revenue is lost? Because it's dead time, right? But that's dead time that's absolutely necessary to have your people around your neighborhood come and look at your house and see that what you're offering, what you have in your house compared to what they have in their house. We do that too. We go and check people's houses out. But the times that people are coming in and looking, they sometimes get 2 or 3 viewings that people are interested or aren't interested. Most of them are low ballers that come in to open houses. Like in my personal, when I looked at them when I was selling my house and my mom's house, it was the exact same thing. They get a bunch of people coming into an open house, and then they make an offer, but the offer is like 40% lower than your asking price, which is ridiculous. It's not even close. And then when someone sees the pictures on the MLS listings, that's when they make the listing price. That's when they come in and do that. And then if you want to hold out for a better offer, because once you start getting offers, there are not very many, like 4 or 5 different offers, and only one of them is within the price range that you're looking for your house. But that being said, how much advertising, how much prepping, and then you have conditions. So the conditions could cost you anywhere between $200 or $300, depending on what they want. The retailer, the one that's trying to sell your house, the real estate agent, he usually pays for that kind of stuff. Like if somebody wants a professional clean, they pay for it. So out of pocket. So that's loss. They look at that as a loss. Okay, that goes towards their bottom line. So if it's $200, $300, that's a loss. So how would that work? Well, it cost $240 or $500 was the loss. The retailer, the real estate agent takes on. So what he could do is take that and say, I don't have that kind of loss. What I do have is a $350 loss. I can up it to $500. So then I buy half, and then I reduce the half. Okay. And you got to look at it too. For every deal that doesn't go through is a loss, because it's time, right? And what is your time worth? That's exactly how they look at it. That's their calculation on it. So they do make a lot of money on the sale of the house, between 4 and 5% of the house value. So they do make a lot of money, but if they have to start paying out of pocket for expenses, that falls back on them. So if you're wondering how you would do it, that's how you would do it. So it's not cutting corners. What it is being proactive. So if you're paying $500 out or $250 out, you make it $500 out. Half of that, 250 is 125. 125 to the buying of SHIB, and then the other half of it going towards the reduction. $125 going towards the reduction of SHIB. Everybody get it? Okay. Grocery stores. Biggest thing you can do with a grocery store, right? Loblaws, Sobeys, Safeway, IGA, Walmart. Walmart's a big conglomerate, right? So they can burn a lot in a day. They can actually write off around $1,000 a day. Easy. So 1% of $1,000, $100, right? Every single day. So $50 going toward the reduction of SHIB, $50 going to buy SHIB from every Walmart in the world. They get to do that. And then as a corporation, they get to actually burn more because they have a lot more losses in the corporate. Well, a lot of people don't believe that, but that's the truth of it. Misaccounting, mispurchasing orders, or procurement orders. Those rank up in the $2,000 to $3,000 a day. So 2% of that is going to give you $200 to $300. $150 going towards buying it, $150 going towards reducing SHIB. You're starting to see where it comes into perspectives with where they're getting paid by the government to burn SHIB, increasing more wealth for them, increasing more wealth for their stakeholders, shareholders, increasing revenue, increasing earnings, increasing growth, all at the same time, just from doing a reduction in SHIB. That's the power of SHIB. That's what I've been trying to enforce on everybody, that people just don't understand it. They just don't get it. And if they don't take advantage of it, they won't. And there's a reason why this 50-50 raffle hasn't got going. I believe it's because of suppression. AI doesn't want us out there, guys, period. Because if they got us out there, we would reduce so much SHIB in such a short period of time that they wouldn't be able to manipulate they wouldn't be able to show their artificial intelligence to scale. And that's the truth of it. So if everyone agrees with that, right? Why? Because AI wants something that's predictable. If you're doing raffle draws on a daily basis, it's very hard to prove your intelligence because it's fluctuating up and down, but it's constantly going in one direction. And the reason why it's constantly going up and down is because the people who are getting SHIB sent to their wallets are going to have to sell it. So then they sell it back to the marketplace. to take their fiat currency off the table. That's why you get a fluctuation. But the overall draft is always going upward because you're having less supply. Less supply means more demand, right? Exactly the same thing that the exchanges should be doing right now. Yes, they do, ball cap. That's what I'm telling you. It's been suppressed. And that's why we can't sell tickets. That's why when I talk to AI, they tell me that you can't because of the amount of legality that's behind it. I'm like, what legality? It's a non-tangible asset. It's not legal tender anywhere in the world. And they go, even though it doesn't hold any legal tender, it still has value. Where? If it's got no legal tender, I'm going to say this to everybody. In order for you to have a raffle, you have to have a dollar value beside that raffle. So in order for me to get registered here in Canada, just in Alberta, I have to have $5,000. The raffle has to make for more than $5,000 Canadian. Okay. When I try to get registered, how much money do you acquire? I don't make anything. I don't make anything in Canadian. Well, if you make nothing in Canadian, there's nothing to say. It's zero. So your net zero is zero in Canadian dollars. Same thing with the U.S. But the U.S. has got rules and regulations in the U.S. Yes, they do. But those regulations are based in U.S. dollars, nothing in cryptocurrency. And why do we like SHIB so much? Because SHIB has zero governance, which means that we can do whatever we want in SHIB because there's no one to report to. There's no one to ask permission. This is why we use only SHIB for exception. So you have to send SHIB, which means you have to you have to get a wallet. You have to put money in that wallet in order to buy a ticket. And then we can only offer it. That's why we only offer it in SHIB. So when you buy it, you get SHIB. When we send you the winnings, you get SHIB. When we burn it, you get the benefits of it because everything's in SHIB. And then they try and deter me. They're telling me that you can't. You still have to put a dollar value to it. And then I told them the 50-50 raffle is 50% to the person, 50% to the reduction of SHIB. Then they said that, big O, big, because now there's gains, right? But the gains are all written off against the burns, so you make nothing. Everybody get that? Do you understand that? Okay. Yeah. Canada looks at it as a free raffle. Well, no, they don't look at it as a free raffle. They just look at it as something they can't touch because it doesn't have any money associated with it. That's how they look at it, Paul Cap. There's no Canadian dollars changing hands. If there's Canadian dollars changing hands, it's one thing, but there's no Canadian dollars. In each province have their own regulations, just like every state in the United States have their own regulations on 50-50 raffles. And in certain situations, like Minnesota, for instance, you can have a raffle, but you can't have a raffle in the state. You have to get approval from the cities. The state doesn't offer their regulations. So what happens with the state is they automatically defer you to each of the cities because only the cities can permit you to have a raffle. And you have to ask permission from each of them and get regular, and each of them costs money. So for every city you want a raffle, if it's a boys and girls club, you can only get it in that city. If it's a league, like a soccer league or women's field hockey association, again, you'd have to get approval from every city in the state for that 50-50 raffle. But it's all in US dollars. There's no currency. There's no other currency that they accept. So does that make sense? A lot of people, that's why they think that it's a hoax, because how can you possibly host a 50-50 raffle throughout the entire state or United States? Because it doesn't have any value according to the US dollar. Now, When you turn it around, yeah, but you're already out of the raffle. You won, you're already out of the raffle. The money is yours. I'm sure they're going to come up with laws that tell you that you have to get registered once people turn it into fiat currency. I don't know how they're going to work it. They'll probably have tax laws after that, saying that no, can't do that, and then they can't prove it, and then they'll have another fight on their hands with people getting awarded enormous amount of SHIB. They turn that into fiat currency. They're like, well, we can tax you on that because you made that money. It's like, yeah, but it was given to me. It's, yeah, but is it, well, if it was given to you, that means that it's taxable under the, what is it? Where you send money to your spouse, it's the same idea. If you send too much of it, they overtax you on it because it's a gift. They look at it as a gift, money reward. As far as I know, no. I don't think anyone. I think that they've. I know of Blaze was starting to do casino using Blaze tokens, but that has its own implications. Because anytime you're starting a casino, you have to get a regulatory license, and because it's governed, but under Blaze, he's the regulatory agent. But the thing is that they would have to move out of the country to host it. There's just too many laws. Like that's like horse betting and betting on sports events using your cryptocurrency. Again, it's even though it just does not look good. So you have to get out of the country. You have to move out of the country. There's a few places to move to that would allow you, but the thing is, it costs money to do that. So please be aware of that. You're basically going to a decentralized exchange. So, and it's up to them, and then it's up to the country that you're in. So there's a few countries that would allow you to do it. That kind of aspect of it. But for raffles and lotteries, I don't think there's that many lotteries. I've never heard of a lottery. I know that, yeah, Blaze was the only one that was looking at casinos. Casinos is a big no-no because unless you got $100,000 kicking around, you can apply for a license to go online gambling. Does that make sense to you, Ballcap? Well, that's kind of funny, Ballcap. It depends on which exchange you're on. Most exchanges will let you transfer the money anywhere you want to in the world. And a lot of people use MetaMask for that reason, but MetaMask is expensive. And they can do swaps on MetaMask. A lot of people like MetaMask because of that reason, but you'd have to have a few bucks. Please keep in mind, if you're in Canadian Ballcap, there's a few things that you can do. You can move your money off into a ledger. You can move your money off of exchanges, move it out of that exchange and move it into a different exchange. So you don't have to worry about your capital gains. And you never heard that from me. Okay, so you can move it. If anyone in Wealthsimple, I'm in Wealthsimple. Wealthsimple is tough, by the way. And for my friends, they when they cashed out of their Wealthsimple accounts, the government, the Wealthsimple automatically takes the fees out of you once you sell at a profit. So you got to keep that in mind. Everybody aware of that. So what you do for Wealthsimple is you transfer the funds to a different wallet address into a different exchange. MargeX, Bitmart, Coinbase. Massive love shout out to Babe's channel, by the way. Master Love Show to the entire world. Right? We didn't do that Master Love Show to the world. We're at 4013825 right now, as everybody can tell. Let's see what else. BC. Yeah, if you're in BitBuy you can transfer it, but the problem is with BitBuy is they're expensive. And Bybit, I think it's BitBuy. BitBuy is the one in Canada. Bybit is the one that's North America. Well, it's not North America. It's U.S. mostly and South America and in certain parts of Europe. Bybit's a big one, right? It's a big one in the States, but it's now competing with Crypto.com. That's the other one you could get into is Crypto.com. Crypto.com is pretty good because you can transfer your money to USDT. If it's in Simple, you can't transfer it to USDT. It won't let you. Let you to transfer it into any stable coin, which is, in my opinion, redonkulous. Because that's where you'd want to transfer it. Is as soon as you make your money, you want to transfer it. Then it stays in a stable coin. Then they can't touch it because it's still in cryptocurrency, right? But the whole idea is to try and get you to sell it so they can tax you. Yeah. Bad as it is, that's the truth of it. That's what they want, because they want to make their money off of you. The easiest thing to do is transfer it out. So you can't transfer it, ball cap. You might want to look at something else like Crypto.com. Open up a Crypto.com account and see if you can transfer it to your Crypto.com account. Ball cap, for those that are looking at buying a ticket, I just want to know if you could buy a ticket, and then not that you're actually going to go buy it. Like copy the QR code, put it on your thing, and see if you can transfer it. Don't transfer it, but see if you can transfer it. And then it should tell you when you're about to do your final steps how much, right? Just so that I can see that if you're able to transfer it. Because if you're having problems transferring, that's probably why we haven't sold any tickets. So I want to keep that in mind. So I was hoping that I'd get some people coming on and testing it. If you need money, ball cap, let me know. I'll look at sending you some SHIB, and we can do some trade back and forth. And that goes for fives too. And Jason Cox, if you're there, can do that too. Just let me know so that we can start that. Send $5 or $6, or with mine to send it to the burn address. It's a little bit more complicated because Bitmart wants a bit more money. But the minimum is 21,000 tickets sold, so I got no problem with that, right? That's quite a bit of SHIB that's moving back and forth off the exchanges, so into the dead end wallet. You get warned too when you're sending it to the dead end wallet that the money is gone forever. You can't retrieve it. Once it's gone, it's gone. So people have to understand that part of it too. And Blaze was burning SHIB, which was fantastic, but the way they were doing it was wrong, because what they were doing was they're trying to promote their own token and burning their own token. And the first thing I said to them is that's a really bad idea. The reason why that's a really bad idea is because you can't write off what you burn of your own token. You can't write that off. It's impossible. That would be great, ball cap. And if we can get more people to do it, exactly. But I don't want you just going out there and buying tickets. The reason why that is because we need a lot more people coming to the channel. We need 300 to 400,000 people coming to the channel. And then once that happens, we're able to see the tickets being sold. But I thought we'd do a couple of test runs. I've been trying to do a few little things. I did host a live event, a couple of live events where we did practice runs to show you exactly how it would work. And those didn't take what I thought was going to happen. I thought I'd get a lot more people in to watch that, because it's through a third party, basically wheel. And the wheel is whatever number I give it, that's the number that goes on it. So like if it's 5 million, 10 million tickets, that's easily done. Okay. A lot of people think that's a lot, but when you think about it, one ticket is only 62 cents US, 92 cents Canadian. So less than a buck, right? Less than a buck. But the problem is the transfer fee is 50 cents. So no one wants to buy one ticket, right? 20 tickets, that's the recommendation for people. So if anyone asks you, the reason why is because it's going to cost you 50 cents. Ethereum, it's going to cost you around 50 cents to send it. So once you send it, it costs nothing on my end. They don't charge you any fees on the transfer on my end. And sometimes they don't transfer. Sometimes it depends on which exchange you're on. Most of the exchanges give you 20 to 30 transfers for free. So keep that in mind too. But majority of them do charge you Ethereum fees. So to transfer it. And it is going into a Bitmart account. Okay. Like I said, everything's in SHIB. So even on the exchanges, all our exchanges, we move it off of the exchange in SHIB. We don't keep it in fiat currency, so it doesn't get transferred to fiat currency on that exchange. And there's reasons for that, so that I don't get, if I ever get audited, they can see that the money was transferred in SHIB, in and out, and reduced in SHIB, which I'm pretty sure I'll probably get audited for the first. I would think for 3 years, I'd probably get audited. After 3 years, I'd probably get audited. Because they want to see where the money's going. And if you looked at this, we're at 60% green and 47%. Oh, no, it keeps going up and down. So, yeah, it was going to 40%. So that means that we're headed upward, right? When we start seeing that movement. There's more green candles than there are red candles, which I still, to this day, don't understand how SHIB moves at all. Like, it's just insane. Like I said to everybody before, the amount of money that you would need to make money in this market between a millionth of a cent is phenomenal. It's like millions of dollars being transferred every second. Every 4 or 5 seconds, there's $1 million being transferred. We're at 1.93 trillion SHIB being transferred right now in just an hour and 80 minutes? No, an hour and 45 somewhere around there. Ever since 5:30. 6. So we got 1 hour and 34 minutes. And we had 1.95 trillion SHIB trading hands. So that's about to pick up. Should be around 40 to 50 trillion. Per day, that's going to be massive, and that will tell you exactly what's going on with SHIB. It's gaining traction. More and more people coming in, so that's something to keep an eye on. The raffle's great. We want the raffle to get going, of course, because that would be the catalyst for SHIB. That would be a massive catalyst because we're constantly reducing SHIB, and if we can do it every day, that's even more power to us. I'd be able to quit my job and stay there this full time and come up with better and give you all breakdowns in real time of the burns of everything that's going on. And then, of course, our live draws. And then, of course, our live burns from the channel itself, separate from the burns on the raffle. And if we're doing this every day, we would be extremely wealthy very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. People would be catching on to it very, 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 very fast. And we'd probably get interviewed from all kinds of places saying that we're doing such a great job, or what in tarnation were you thinking? Something like that, right? It's either one way or the other. Because we'd be extremely busy. What is the comparison suggestions, high-level analysis, fewer tokens and circulations, automatic price parity, right? So supply has fallen sharply. The Q1 initialization to 580 trillion, but the price is well below the peak. So back in the day, 2021, we had 1 million wallet holders, roughly, right? And then it dropped off, building up to the what? All-time highs. So we had less wallet holders than we have now. The price isn't where it was before, and we have less supply than we did back then. So what happened? Well, a couple things happened. People started selling it when it started moving higher. Exactly. And they haven't gotten used to the fact that everybody still thinks that SHIB is a meme coin. So there's the other problem. They don't realize it actually has utility. And when we get when it gets noted, that's when we'll start seeing a massive climb to the upside in SHIB. And Ball Cap, Babes Channel, everybody, thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate you all. We've been 1 hour and 5 minutes on the live broadcast. We've had about 12 people come in and take off, which is awesome. But we didn't get out to everybody. We didn't get out to Germany, which is unfortunate. And tomorrow I'll probably do this exact same thing, but I won't do it on here. I'll be doing it on my mobile. Only reason is on the mobile I get way more views, way more hits. I don't know why. If someone could explain to me, I would be very appreciative. Anyway, this is Will, your host of the SHIB TV Broadcasting Network. And thank you so much, everybody, for coming and having a great time. Really appreciate everybody who comes in and says hi and see how we're doing. And yes, we've seen it go up and down in the last 10, 15 minutes. If you've noticed anything, the last 15 minutes has been pretty stagnant. It hasn't moved in one direction or the other very much, which is astounding, especially when you see 2 trillion SHIB changing hands. Like I said, you'd have to be a billionaire in order to make money at this level of trading, considering that it's well under a cent. Back and forth like this. This is maddening. To me, it's just madness. That many transactions that fast. People either are scared silliness or they just don't understand what's going on, which I'm pretty sure they don't understand what's going on. Anyway, I'm Will, your host. So we always end on a positive note with John 3:16. God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son, the Lamb of God, who shed his blood for you and for me and for every single person on the planet, that anyone that goes to Jesus Christ and asks for forgiveness will be forgiven. And then your personal relationship with Jesus Christ starts that second, so that you take Jesus Christ into your heart, knowing that he is the Son of God, so that you are now accepted into heaven, because the price of sin is death. So you cannot enter anything if you are a sinner. So Jesus Christ forgives you of your sin, so you are covered with the blanket of with Jesus' blood as forgiveness of your sins. So go forth and sin no more, because you know the wager of sin, and your personal relationship with Jesus Christ starts from that moment on. So everybody understand that? God bless you. Jesus loves you, and he gave his life for you so that you would have eternal life in heaven. He loves you even though you haven't come to him yet. The whole purpose is that everybody comes to Jesus Christ through the cross that Jesus Christ sacrificed himself on for every single person, man, woman, and child throughout the ages. So it still carries weight today. All you have to do is say, Jesus Christ, forgive me of my sins. I am a sinner. And come into my life and change my life. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, God bless you all and always. Take good care of each other. Have a great and wonderful good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night from wherever you are in the world. And thank you for everybody coming in. Thanks, Ball Cap. Thanks, Fives. Thanks, Jason. Thanks, Adam. Thanks, Abby. Thanks, Rowena, Babes Channel. Thank you all. Take good care, and God bless you. Have a great, wonderful day.